Looking forward to see EG here. Obviously, they're one team that looks really, really strong in this group right now. But TNC, they're also a team that can upset. We've seen them pull out many different things and play quite strong. Sam H on his beast that they had against LGG were really impressive.
Yeah, EG, as we can see on the current group stage, sporting, what was it, 6 points right now, I believe. They have 2 shutouts and a draw.
Exactly.
And for TNC, as you mentioned, pulling out some upsets here, a 2-0 against the Wings and a recent 2-0 against LGD. Incredibly impressive here. I hope EG don't underestimate them, but they were in there watching. They saw TNC playing a bit while they were eating.
Yeah, we were watching, in fact, TNC finish up their game along with Universi and PPDS. They were on the couch with us, and just, having some food and watching the games. And TNC had a very long first game. It was, in fact, a 68-minute game. And they could be a little bit tired, after that, but then they also had the much quicker game in game 2.
So here we are, game number 1, draft EG. They don't like to play. PPD had been one of those players that had been very vocal, if you will, about how he's not a big fan about the whole illusion radiance meta. Doesn't like to bother with it, so you can even see it here in their first bans, ridding of Shadow Demon, who's like the best support to go along with that type of style, and the one and only Alchemist.
I think it's a feeling on their entire team, it seems like, because if you ban out Alchemist and Shadow Demon, you really just don't like this meta where people are trying to, as PPD even said to us, like cheese. When they try to do something that's weird and very hard to counter, he just wants to play Dota straight up against the opponents and outplay them. And he feels probably that one of the few ways they can win or can lose right now, 2-0, would be to something they're completely unprepared for.
And we'll see if TNC are going to be willing to engage EG in that kind of game, or if they might try to find a way to kind of play their own game and work around that. Because if you look at these two teams, and mechanically, you can't help but give kind of the nod to EG on this one.
No, definitely. I think EG are the more accomplished players, but TNC have also brought, a lot of impressive plays here to TI. I did not expect them to be that strong in the group stage, and a lot of other peoples have had their eyes opened about what TNC are doing, and they're going to go for it. The Venge and Beastmaster combination, very good auras here. You can build around it very well, and EG going to pick up the draw themselves. A little bit of a ban as well, you could say, because if you give away Drow, Venge, Beast, you're in trouble.
That would be a nightmare to deal with.
And you can definitely play it yourselves. EG have played it before. It's one of the heroes that's trending really hard now. If you ask what heroes are trending at TI, I would say out of carries, or Huskar and Drow are probably 2 of the big names.
Yeah, that's what you see like on both sides of the spectrum. It's like on one hand you have the Drow Huskar high tempo kind of popular killers, and then on the other side you still have your Morphlings occasionally, your Alchemists pop here and there. But for here, it looks like we're going to have a bit more of that high-tempo action kind of a game already, with the Drow just kind of popping up and...
Yeah, and even banning out the Huskar as well. TNC realizing that just because you have a Drow doesn't mean you can't pick a Huskar along with it.
Very true.
Getting rid of that. You should never expect that just because the enemy has this hero, they won't pick Huskar. You can always add a Huskar. That's kind of the lesson that we've seen so far in the group stage.
Yeah, for a lot of teams, we'll probably be seeing that Huskar portrait there in the second phase ban for quite a while now.
Yeah, they should. And even in TNC's situation, we have so much damage. In fact, you have a lot of physical damage, you have minus armor, you have everything that you want to deal with a Huskar, and it's still scary. You never feel safe going into a Huskar game, and all these games matter a lot here.
What would you think about TNC considering an option like Tinker or something? Kind of, could benefit a bit with the Beastmaster, with the global presence. Obviously, with Tinker's boot to travel, could be all over the map. But how about him having to go against a Drow Ranger kind of a lineup?
It would be interesting, especially as EG already played against the Beastmaster Tinker earlier today, in form of Escape playing it. Beastmaster and Tinker is a strong combination. I like it to an extent, but Batrider is so good against it. Batrider is one of those heroes that hunt down the Tinker, bring him to his team, and just get him killed. Sure, Venge might be there to save, but it's a little bit unreliable, I feel, to try and rely on that. Because Tinker sometimes is on his own. You know?
Makes a lot of sense. To round out our second phase of bans here, EG get rid of even more pesky Illusion Radiance heroes. Man, look at the hate. They get rid of the Naga, they get rid of the TV.
That's actually really fun. He was very serious on the couch when he was talking to us that he did not like the illusions. And okay, I believe you know. I believe you know, Peter.
Even if these would, it feels like even if TNC were not going to consider a Naga or TV, PBD's like, I don't care what you pick. I just don't want these heroes in the game right now, and we'll be fine.
Yeah, that's definitely the approach that EG are having here. They just want to have some normal Dota where they don't have to deal with split push all the time. And yeah, Tinker would fall into that category as well, where you can split the enemy, force them to play your game, and you would slow them down. And then with the Beastmaster Hawk, you could set up ganks yourself. So we'll see if they take that approach. I think another hero that is on the option here is Mirana for TNC. Definitely a good pairing with a Hawk, and also makes good use of the stunts that you already possess.
Yeah.
And they played that kind of playstyle. In the previous game when they had Kunkka, they had the Kunkka Shadow Demon and similar heroes. The Beastmaster was there as well, the Juggernaut. They just fought so well with their combinations. And that's what I want to get again, I think. Ending with Avenge and Beast. Combination type heroes.
Combination heroes. Combination heroes, a way to kind of close the gap a bit.
Ooh.
They opt for the Keeper, which obviously I'm always a big fan of seeing Keeper see the light of day in the game. Keeper has been more fitting, kind of that illusion, slow-paced kind of game, but Alliance have been finding a lot of success with him earlier today.
Yep.
They 2-0'd Navi. Yeah, it was very impressive. Ake, even whether in game 1 where he was getting punished or game 2 when they were succeeding, always found a way to get to that 20-minute Agnum Scepter, and then Keeper just becomes a whole new hero. You know, especially during the day, obviously he was getting multiple blasts, huge amounts of sustain, and obviously we know how pesky Mana Leak can be.
Yeah,
so.
the daytime team fights against the Keeper of Light with Aghanims is a very hard thing to take. You should be extremely cautious about taking those fights. And we haven't really seen that many teams try and counter the Coddle so much. It gets picked, and then the other team is like, should we draft, should we take a Night Stalker against it or something that just gets close? And also, of course, the nighttime will ruin him. But we haven't really seen that happen.
I think there could still be room in EG's lineup for a possible Night Stalker.
For a Night Stalker, yeah.
I think it would be great. It's good, as already mentioned, against the Keeper. It's great against the Beastmaster with the vision he already provides.
I think they have the players for it as well.
Moran is there. She benefits from it.
I think Zai could play a very good support Night Stalker. I believe in that. He's also a very versatile player in that style. But they're gonna go Enchantress here. Okay, so they want to add more pressure going along with the Drow strat. You don't really want to sit back at all, and adding some tower push is probably gonna be the most important thing, as they have Batrider and Mirana already to look for kills with.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to pass on when you have already the Drow in your lineup and Enchantress is kind of still right there. We've seen the potential already between these two ladies.
It also helps against Lifestealer. Even though Lifestealer can kill off the Enchantress when he gets close, if he is not close, that impetus will likewise bring him down instead.
Yep. Final bans coming out now. TNC saying no to the Bane, still acknowledging that there is going to be a possible, PPD pickup here. And has PPD actually been playing the Enchantress? I know he's been playing the Chen for his team.
I haven't seen him play it so much.
I haven't either.
But yeah, he played a Chen earlier. We saw that. We actually cast one of those games, right?
Yeah.
And but I haven't seen him play
So
Enchantress.
I wonder if they could give PPD the Enchantress and still have room for something like that Night Stalker.
Oh, definitely. They could go for it. And I don't think Silence would have been bad here even. And the Night Stalker ulti is extremely useful against a team that has so much vision.
Yep.
You have the Coddle, possibly Ags. I mean, everyone will go for it pretty much. And the Beastmaster with his Hawks. You can deny a lot of that vision just by ulting.
There goes that Tinker ban.
They ban out 100% heroes that will make it hard to play Dota. Like, you have to play according to the enemy split push, the enemy illusions, the enemy marching side lanes all the time. EG's bans are actually really funny to look at.
It's just like, we don't want to play that kind of game.
Yeah.
We want to play our game.
Yeah, they're actually just saying, you can have whatever draft you have in mind that will fight us.
Just not these
that's
five.
Fine. Yeah.
Ever. As long as these don't see the light of day, we're going to be fine.
But TNC is also that fast-paced kind of team. Talking a lot to people that study the C teams a lot more, they know that MVP, for example, got a lot of inspiration from TNC, their playstyle, from scrimming against TNC a lot. MVP kind of shaped their own style that everyone knows and loves now.
Yeah.
TNC is a similar team in a regard. They're just a little bit more crazy, I would say, in how they draft. It's not as scripted and planned out always. But with the Lifestealer, Beastmaster, and Venge, you can definitely take some chaotic fights.
Final two picks of our draft, though, Waga. EG snag up the Winter Wyvern, which kind of makes it more clear-cut that Zai will probably be opting for the Enchantress.
Yeah,
and then the final pick for TNC is a Timbersaw.
Yeah, I think that's pretty strong with the Coddle as well. You can now chuck out a Timber Saw, and that's really, really powerful. You can either double Timber Chain away or have the Whirling Death available again. It's a strong combination for sure. And the ganks are not bad at all here from both teams. Gonna be interesting to see who gets control in the first 15 minutes. Of course, Drow wants to do it though.
Yeah, as I was gonna say, because if you look at them both, if both feels that they need to make the most out of the early laning phase. Maybe a little bit more so for EG because, you know, it's just that stereotypical kind of, you have a Drow lineup, you got a clock that you have to play against. And it's not like they're doing the, I guess in a sense, Mirana could obviously be a late game core as your insurance policy, like where other teams we see a Drow plus Medusa.
Yeah.
Though, I will say it is a Sumail Mirana, and in the past we have seen him opt for more of a spellcaster build than more of a core build. But that was Star Series, that was a different time and a different place for EG, I imagine. Oh no, I have that mini map thing again. What happened?
God.
All right, so I will apologize ahead of time here. Apparently, I can't click the mini map right now, so I'm gonna have to do it like kind of funny, but I'll make the most of it. Actually, I can't see heroes on the map at all.
Oh, reconnect real quick.
Thank you.
Here, I'm looking at Waga's monitor right now,
in fact, there is a smoke rotation. I don't want to say there's action, but there is.
I still can't see heroes on the map. We can't make this happen. I'll try to like over the shoulder Waga while I attempt to make
You see the spells. Riders getting chased down, but no one has actually been brought down yet. TNC and EG just fighting a lot. The sticky napalm from Batrider is stacking up a lot. And in the end, Universe is going to be the first one to die. And they're going to try and get PPD as well. 2 heroes from EG here possibly falling on level 1. As Zai will chase...
I'll take that.
So, a lot of stuff happening.
Oh, we're in and we see heroes.
Beautiful, beautiful
was
photo.
weird, but we are back. I can click the mini-map. We're good to go. Folks, I apologize about that. It was unforeseen and unpredictable, but we're going to get back into the action now as we get ready to approach just the solid 1 minute mark. We see no real shake-up in the lanes here as Raven will get bullied back. Zai is going to really be the... kind of the gatekeeper for this bottom
When
lane.
you have Enchantress and you find a Tormentor so early, the Shockwave is really strong, and you can use it 4 times as well to nuke. It's an incredibly powerful spell in the early game.
And for the mid lane matchup right now, one that Sumail should be kind of familiar with in the sense that he's played Timbersaw a fair amount himself in the mid lane.
Sure.
What do you think about the Mirana versus Timber?
It should be a farm trade, really. Unless someone ganks the lane, I don't think that Mirana should be able to kill the Timbersaw, but she has put a lot of damage onto the Timber right now, so if he's low enough HP, maybe at level 3 she can make a play. Other than that, just a farm trade.
And they'll make the most of it here. It looks like TNC have forego the off lane for the meantime. They'll let the Coddle kind of get the free XP there. Actually, I wouldn't mind that if I was Demon.
Oh boy, Raven is taking a lot of beating here.
Ooh, bottom lane. He's going to have to pop the Rage to try to avoid the trouble. A step in from AU is going to leash the stun.
He doesn't have another Hadouken. He's chasing with the lightning. Oh, he
got it. Man, the range on that thing is out of control.
Actually deceptively long as well. That is insane.
A little Harpy.
Even denies the Harpy afterwards. Like, good job, now you're gonna die.
Yeah, thanks for pleasing me. Give me your soul. And it's over. Bow before the mighty PPD. Or Zai, rather. So, with that, they pull off and they'll have to kind of make do here. It looks like Raven, after that Waga, is just, you know, I'll go top lane.
Yeah, and Zai just bothering even more as he goes on Sam H here. Sam H had a great game. Previous game before this series, we played Beastmaster off lane and got all the farm he wanted. Not gonna be the case this game. You can't really jungle against the Enchantress who comes out like this.
So this seems like a good idea by EG. They recognize the early draft commitment to the Beastmaster.
Oh, yeah.
And it looks like they set something up where the Beastmaster would just be totally bullied out of the lane, and then they have the Enchantress to just be there to just annoy him when he tries to go to the jungle.
I actually think it's a disaster to send a Lifestealer up against a Drow. Oh, wow. Solo kill by Universe.
Unexpected, but Universe punishes the support for lingering around on her own.
Yeah, she felt safe as she had boots and magic wand, but not enough if you get caught out on a lane like that.
Mid lane, Zai showing his face there as well, making sure that Cuckoo can't really feel too comfortable getting close to the lane. You got a tornado in your face and Deer Lady kind of at your doorstep.
Yeah, all the farm on every single lane right now is going so well for EG. After that early game where they, or after that first blood fight, I didn't expect them to have such an easy time transitioning, but they did.
Gotta be careful with the couriers. I was right there.
Yeah.
But it looks like it's not going to be spotted out. Plants the ward in the meantime, and we'll see now Sam coming around. Uh-oh.
Yeah, he's just hanging around in the corner. He's like, yeah, just go and farm. I'll come soon.
Yes, yes. He's getting up to clarity. He makes his move, pokes him once, and that's the end of it. Zai just really being a thorn in the side right now for TNC.
Yeah, definitely. Even that one creep that died, he also got experience from that, so he's leeching so much while being in the enemy jungle.
TNC are trying to make their own move, it looks like, here in the top lane. AU's been creeping through these trees.
They want to get close to Fear and try and get him, but it's very hard with the Winter Wyvern behind. He can protect quite
Are they
well.
going to make their move? They are. AU begins
Okay.
to run on forward. There goes the wave, the stun, the charge begins. Can they burst down Fear in time? No, they're going to have the Cold Embrace. PPD there to help him on out.
They have the slow though.
But still the 3-on-2. Raven begins to bring out the right click. The secondary blast is going to be more than enough as AU will pick up the last hit. Universe is rotated from the bottom lane. Demon going to be forced to try to go for a TP, but a flame break is there by Universe, and Demon goes down. Turns into a 1-for-1 trade, but TNC rather going to be happy to take down the carry.
Oh, definitely. That, and they forced the rotation as well, so really good for them. Mid, another attempted gank here, but not so easy to get the Timbersaw. You need to have that ensnare creep, or you're not going to be able to kill him. And hasn't really been that lucky with the creep spawns anymore, Zai.
Sumail's dancing around here a bit, but now has committed his mana.
Oh,
doesn't
boy.
have it unless he bottles up. Oh, he gets it off there. Gets the bottle charge just enough to leap away, but he's still not safe here. He might have just handed over a bit of a kill here to Cuckoo.
Oh.
Tries to juke back. Did he break the ankles? Is he going to make it away?
They have.
One more right click is going to be enough. Universe creates a bit of space and bumps him to the high ground.
Universe.
Woo.
What a god.
That was
a perfect
very
flame
close. Sumail almost just kind of stubbed his toe in the mid lane, but Universe backs him out.
break. Good thing he has his buddy to bail him out,
Yeah.
because he definitely overcommitted a little bit there. He got a nice leap dodge on the whirling death, but well, that flame break, I can't really recover. That was well aimed.
He committed in with that Starfall, and at that point, without much mana to work with, looked a bit risky, and luckily, though, he's going to be fine. Meanwhile, up and above, might not be able to say the same for AU here. PPD's close, smoked up, but it actually looks like he's only doing a kind of convert mission of getting some wards down in the meantime.
Yeah.
We'll have vision all over this tier 1, because you know they're going to ramp up the speed in this lane soon enough, and this Drow's going to want this money.
Oh yeah, definitely. If they now have Drow ulti as well, she hits so hard. Still trying.
They're making the move. Can't hide in those trees. The ward's there. PPD flying up and over makes it a lot easier. EG strike again and advance their score, now 5-3 in the kills.
And they get the mid kill as well on the Timbersaw. Caudle was not enough to save the Timbersaw from this arrow.
Yeah, very big downside, unfortunately, with the Coddle there as your support in the laning phase.
He takes a while.
Yeah, he's not a big defensive support, so your core gets ganked. You can't offer a lot to stop him. You just need to focus on getting levels.
And every single lane right now being punished a lot. Dying mid, bottom tower is already going to go down here. No one is keeping in to try and save it.
Yep. Looks like Raven is just going to have to watch that one go down, step back, and hope that there's going to be a bit of space for him to continue farming up.
Caudle tried to gank mid, and he did the mana leak on Marana, but she also had a regen rune to pop, so she popped the regen rune, kept running with the mana leak, and did not care at all.
Like, oh, all right then.
Nice counter.
All still hanging around this mid lane. And not going to be easy, though.
Good
Sumail's-
stacks here for EG as well on their own safe lane, just denying more creeps from the enemy, and got a little triple stack there as well in the big camp.
Oh, yeah. PPD's leveling up the Splinter Blast too. Could opt to farm it down. Meanwhile, mid lane,
he's
we're seeing a
solo
bit of a
killed.
strain. Yeah,
He's going for a second
Cuckoo
one.
going in deep right now. Sumail body blocked a bit, but now comes Zai. Flame break. Oh, Universe predicts the up and around movement. We'll be able to bump him back. Is it going to be enough? It looks like it will. One more right click should do it. Oh, Lasso even going to be committed just to help secure that one while back and behind AU has tried to rotate in, but it looks like it's going to be only to his own demise. The Vengeful Spirit also going to get dropped here. Will TNC at least be able to get PPD? Yes, they will, but they'll lose 3 for it. Universe with the double kill. Man.
That was a messy fight, but I still think TNC have to be happy with it because they were caught out, they were in a bad position, and they managed to make the best out of it at least. I don't know if Beastmaster had to use his ulti on the Mirana there. She didn't have Leaf anyway, but maybe it could have been better if he saved it. Still, trying to make the most out of it.
Uh-oh, Demon. Rock gets chucked at his head, and he goes down. That was just a quick, casual hit and run there by Zai.
And that's going to be his Midas as well. 8 minutes for the Enchantress. He has boots as well, so doing really good farm.
Yep.
And of course, he has been in 6 kills already.
Cuckoo's here now, though, so Zai will have to withdraw. Gets the hell back, runs towards his teammate, but he runs right into a TP'd Lifestealer, and he quickly goes down.
But Drought did manage to secure the last hit on the tower at least. No one denied that, so tower going down at the same time.
And Fear with a Dragon Lance, so he's starting to bring in some extra stat game.
This is a very high-paced game, and a lot of it is EG just increasing the tempo of it. With the Enchantress, they've been doing so much. And of course, the Drow Ranger.
Really does not feel like it's only 9 minutes into this one. There's been already so much action here. Top lane, there's an Infest. Universe, though, waiting, stalking. Cooldown on Lasso, but it's off now. Don't want to lasso this troll, but might go for AU instead. Eats the magic missile here. Is he going to bump her back? Yes, he does. I think he's done this a few times.
Yeah,
but Fear, that's enough space for him to step up, gets off the cold arrow, and that takes down the support.
Good awareness by Zai as well, as he's, you know, he was ganked and he died, but his creeps were still there, so he still manages to get a kill there with his buddy Universe.
He's got a Midas now, too, on this Enchantress, so farm game's going to be coming. And he's going to be able to bring right click soon enough, his own Dragon Lance, and then if the game allows it, probably an Ags.
EG are flying ahead in net worth right now. Looking at the chart overall, it's just EG's advantage going steadily.
Yeah, they're definitely taking more advantage of the map, and you could feel that TNC need to do something to bring the momentum somewhat back their way. And this is that kind of play here. They're looking to make their move, smoked up, Primal Roar, ready to go.
Yeah, both are smoked though, so EG are also got to go for a gank here. Depends who runs into who here and how.
Oh god, Demon might be the one to kind of take the gank on this by EG. Moonlight Shadow is going to be the follow-up. And look at that, TNC head up to the high ground for a bit of better positioning, or at least to just get the hell out.
I think they're just running away.
Yeah, Demon's like, you know, come to me! And he will take the hit for his team, who are going to be forced to back on out.
It's just good timing by EG to realize as well that, you know, either they go for a kill themselves or TNC are going to move for a kill. Whichever is true, you need to go together at that point.
We've got to be careful, yeah. Universe was on the prowl in the mid lane, and Cuckoo, the second he sees EG's approach, says, I got to get the hell back. PD's coming, and he can lock him down with the Winter's Curse. There it is, leads to the arrow, leap in, flame break. Timbersaw put into a pile of rubble now. Demon's able to get off the mana leak here, but the tower is dropped, and EG's momentum continues to swing.
Yeah, really good setup there. And that's one good way to use the early game Winter's Curse, of course. Pretty low cooldown, and it's an ulti that you might not need in a team fight anyway, actually, this early on. Later on, it will be great against the Vengeful, Lifestealer, and Beastmaster, of course.
What can TNC now do to kind of stop this shift a bit? Waiting out for a potential new smoke might come a bit too late.
Trying to go on the backline.
Yeah, Universe has already made a move, snags up the Vengeful Spirit, and he'll take her out. Now the follow-up, though, from TNC. They're going to get the roar for PPD. He gets off his own Cold Embrace. He's going to be good while back up and above. Timbersaw up in arms with Fear right here. The two cores battle it out. Zai's going to intercept and help out. Slows him down with the enchant. He jumps to the low ground, but that's going to be towards Sumail, who gets off the Starstorm. Big nuking damage. Jumps away, trying to make it back towards his team, and is going to be good.
Yeah, just a 1-for-1 in the end there. A lot of people being threatened and had to run away. Very close to Timbersaw being brought down. But EG, they got the tier 2 tower, and only losing Winter Wyvern and getting a trade for it even in the Vengeful, that's a very good position still for EG.
Certainly is.
Of course, when they die now, they give away a lot of experience and gold though. Trading 1-for-1 is ideal for TNC still. But the tier 2 tower falling, that's the downside.
But what is going to be TNC's real next peaking moment? They got the armlet on the lifestealer, which is fantastic. Beastmaster, I mean, I don't even see one level of book yet, Waga. So
yeah, they need the book to get to level 1 or level 2 book. They have to make a play quickly. They can't really wait for level 3 book even. And an arrow connects again. EU. That was a solo arrow as well. No setup this time.
Yeah. Can he finish off his food? Yes, he can. The plate is clean. And Sumail pops a Moonlight Shadow as he anticipates TNC's approach, but they have the vision.
They can't see him anymore.
Not anymore, though. Meanwhile, Universe steps in, says, "Don't you dare chase." Gets a lasso pull back here from Sam. Demon has to go into spirit form here to try to help out. PPD makes his move, gets off the Splinter Blast. Universe still stacking up the Sticky here. It looks like Sam is going to get dropped. One more right click from Sumail is going to do the job, and now they move forward. Cuckoo starts pumping out the Timber Chains to try to create some space between himself and EG, but it's not going to be good enough. Jumps back in for Fear, but that's not going to be happening. Only Zai is going to be the fall here on the side of EG. The rest of TNC trying to retreat. Demon not going to be able to make it back and away. Raven, one of the last survivors here. AU is back from the grave and helps out with a magic missile.
These fights, they just can't close distance on Fear enough. They protect him so well. They have really good defensive heroes, and that's what makes it so difficult for them. They had an invisible lifestealer there, so maybe they could have gone top of the Drower and kill her, but instead opted to go for Enchantress. I understand him as well, because if he goes on anyone else, Enchantress is going to kill the lifestealer very quickly.
EG doing that Mr. President, I got you kind of strategy right now with Fear, Old Man President. They just have no way to kind of breach. But here comes TNC. EG could not expect this. PD has no mana for any sort of ulti. So he's going to have to take that stun on the chin. And it looks like they're going to be able to get Fear. Fear tries to stand and fight, but that's not going to be happening either. TNC make their move in. They take out Universe 2. Oh my god. Zai's the only one left to try to take the Roche, and Sumail also going to be in the neighborhood. Going to get bumped back to right inside Roche, who stuns him down. Sumail forced to leap back and away, but he's not going to make it out. They just 5-man 5 EG and took the Roche.
That was so perfect timing. And EG just panicked in the face of that. They were so close to finishing off Roche. And if Drow just kept hitting, they would have at least killed it, gotten the Aegis, and maybe could fight. But he tried to TP out, immediately got stunned. Everything just went downhill from there. Even with the haste run on Mirana, everyone else was dying too quick, and Sumail couldn't do anything. Man, that was the dream comeback, and suddenly 3.5k gold in your lifestealer. You can go for anything you want from here. Desolator, Maelstrom. Maybe Maelstrom is an option actually because of the Winter Wyvern.
That was just wonderfully done by TNC, and as you mentioned, it became pretty obvious that EG were not expecting it, and they got, well, caught with their pants down. PPD really right at the front of the pit, didn't have the mana to even help out with the ulti or anything, and it was very obvious EG were not expecting that.
Yeah, and I love what they did immediately after the fight as well. So they got Roshan, and immediately Coddle just runs into the enemy jungle, drops 3 wards, and of course, maybe one of them will get the ward or anything, but they will still have vision of where the enemy are hiding.
Yeah.
And this allows them to play more aggressively with Lifestealer Infests now, and he's sitting in a Granite Golem.
Oh, Sumail making his move for Demon, going to be able to get the singular pick. Cuckoo. He chases Sumail too far. He could run into EG here, so he quickly pulls off. EG are on the prowl, man. They are not looking to get TNC this game. Never make the move. Cuckoo's going to get hit up from the ulti, while Universe also has his sights pulling back AU, not allowing him to be there for the swap save. Good heads-up play. Sam steps in, tries to get up the ulti, but EG are in a great position to fight now.
Just too late.
Yeah, he might be tardy to the party on this one, and will be able to at least take down Zai, but the rest of EG are there. AU tries to sacrifice himself with a swap to the low ground, and the Universe is not going to allow it. He's already on the chase. 2 stacks are built up. That makes it 3. Don't even think about looking at that bounty road. That one's mine too.
Oh, he doesn't have a TP scroll either, so he has to just run. Of course, he can rage off.
Oh, he waits. He's able to get that one off.
Fine.
Yeah, Demon's here now, and that should be good enough. But just like that, EG.
Well, TNC were in a bad spot. They tried to make the big wraparound with the Granite Golem. Sadly, he took the wrong way. He should have just tried to play closer to his team, because this is such a high-tempo game. If you leave and are a little bit too far away on the map, then your team might just get caught out. And as we saw there, he had the Aegis, and he came in way too late. If he was there in the beginning of the fight, I think TNC would have taken it. Man, this is really, really close right now, and I think TNC should keep fighting before this Mirana completes the entire Aghanim's, but as I say that, I think he's got it. Yeah, he will send it out. Point booster is coming up soon. Alright, next fight will be even harder.
Oh yeah. EG definitely approached that one really well. Universe with the heads up to grab, or at least he found the jump opportunity for the Vengeful Spirit and has made sure that she's not been able to bail anyone out at a time of need. So covering all bases very nicely here on the side of EG. But
Good
TNC
choice.
are fighters, man.
Good choice by Fear as well. He's going for the Hurricane Pike upgrade very early, and I think that's smart against the Lifestealer. Just want to have a way to relocate yourself in a team fight whenever you get locked down. But yeah, TNC with the smoke immediately.
Yep, here they come. Making their move, cooldowns are off. EG don't seem to be anticipating this one here. Nearby Zai casually just farming up in the woods, and yeah, TNC see her, and they go in. Zai.
Good cancel on the ulti by Beastmaster. He was thinking about it, but obviously shouldn't.
Yep.
Oh, he did the long timber chain. That's fun. Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, there he is. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, they relocated him, or recalled him, but he timber chained when he got recalled because he wasn't needed. So he actually went across the map.
Swap back here. They're looking to go for Universe. They catch him with the Mana Leak, and they even commit in the Primal Roar. Raven steps in.
Solo kill on bottom though. Mirana gets the arrow, and with the Aghanim, she can bring down a Timbersaw just like that.
Ooh, Timbersaw trade. Not too shabby here. While this is happening, PPD split pushing Dragon. They're going to go for tier 2.
Hey, if it works, man.
He's got it.
Yeah. He doesn't have the ulti or the Arctic Burn though, so he can't fly away, but his TP will be in time.
Yep. Steps
just
out.
Lifestealer.
As Lifestealer steps in, Sumail with a Hail Mary kind of an arrow will split the wicket on this one and then quickly farm up some nice little Beastmaster gremlins.
It's hard to build an army against this. Very difficult.
Yeah, they have a lot of spam to work with. Even Zai could be there to kind of take control of his own. That's the thing, you know. Ench versus that Beastmaster book.
Yeah, and then you have Winter Wyvern as well with the Splinter Blast. There are so many things that are going to make it hard for SamH in this game.
Yeah, the Wyvern pick feels pretty clutch too. I mean,
I think
one
it
of
was
the
great.
drawbacks because Beastmaster's got that aura, which only works against him if he manages to get off a clutch ulti.
Oh yeah, definitely. Against the Venge, Lifestealer, Beastmaster, I think just those 3 heroes alone, you know already it's a good Winter Wyvern game. And I'm not a big fan of Winter Wyvern in general, but he does have his, you know, timings. And PPD is one of those players who knows when Winter Wyvern is going to work or not.
Yeah, situational, but PPD, he knows what he's doing here as EG will round the bend and make their path down this bottom lane here. We'll see what TNC look to do to possibly posture up in a more defensive position. I mean, that's the thing is that TNC, they got the coddle, so they have some methods to possibly stall things out a bit, but I don't know. If EG are able to kind of catch them when they're not prepared, that's when a real travesty can begin.
Yeah. The Sentry Ward just timed out next to an Observer Ward that has been down for 3.5 minutes as well. Wow, that poor Sentry on top lane did not catch the Obs Ward. They're pinging it out now because they want to get rid of it. Caudle is going to take care of that.
Here's Demon, and it looks like he will take that one out. They got to get it done quick and get back to the bottom lane because EG's coming. It's like a wave of blue coming crashing in like the ocean right now.
Bleed blue.
And TNC need to kind of get the water out. Universe going to make a commitment in, but he is going to get stunned up at the same moment from the Primal Roar. They'll be able to take out Demon. They swap Universe in deeper. Can they burst him down? Meanwhile, the Curse response is going to be there for AU. They're not going to be able to burst down that support fast enough, but they make it a 1-for-1 trade. And then there's a dive in. They're going to be able to finish off the pesky Universe Bat Rider, and EG, they got to pull out.
I mean, you have to be happy in that moment when you get grabbed as a Caudle, because you know if Lasso is used on you, Arrow combination is also used on you. Your team is just going to be very hard to stop.
Yep.
So even with the Winter Wyvern ulti coming in there, didn't manage to take down too many of TNC. And in fact, the second wave, or the Winter Wyvern ulti blocked one of the Starfalls, or I should say Sumail, timed it a little bit. He didn't have much time before he had to run away, so got stressed, I guess.
A little bit of a mistiming there for EG allows TNC to have a strong hold, and they'll be granted some more time to be able to work with their side of the map and farming up a bit. So where is the itemization got to go here for TNC? We look at Raven now. You know, he's got his Deso, he's got his Armlet, but where does he take it from here?
I believe you could go for Soul Cuirass if you want to, but I really love Abyssal Blade. Since he has Blink Dagger, Abyssal Blade is going to allow him to lock people down and kill them. And that way, if he ever goes on Winter Wyvern, yes, there are 4 staffs still, so there's always going to be some way for them to save him, but I think it's going to make it much easier for him to burst people still. Soul Cuirass is definitely an option though, because then his entire team is going to right-click really hard. And I want to touch on that. Vengeful went for Tranquils. I'm a little bit sad that she didn't go for the Power Treads this game. Would have been strong.
We got EG smokes, and the Demon is there to conveniently cross paths with the whole Dire army. He goes down, but simply tanks the gank.
Yeah, he does. He was on his way to drop some glorious wards, but he ran past one of Dire's visions. Actually, he just ran from the lane as well, so they saw him heading down that path.
So an easy snag for EG. Not too much trouble for TNC on that one. It's not going to allow EG to really kind of follow up with any sort of heavy objective game. How are we looking on Roche? We still got a little over a minute on that one.
Oh, Saigon in this room, but there's Necrobook.
Yep, he goes in, quickly tries to force back away, pops the heal out, but the damage will be done. Raven's there. Godlike streak for the Lifestealer. A 916 performance by him already. And now they quickly head their way towards this pit, hoping that it's going to be up, but it's not. And Universe also there to help scout it out.
They do find PPD though, but he has a Force Staff and of course his Arctic Burn.
Uh-oh. Steps back, gets off the ulti, but it's not close enough to the Lifestealer, so he's not going to get caught inside of it. Sam does end up eating a lot of damage, but it looks like they'll be able to back out in a way. That's 2 supports down from the side of EG. Sumail lobs the arrow, but will not find a target.
I love this pipe as well on the side of TNC. Can help mitigate a lot of the damage from the Mirana, of course. You pretty much are guaranteed to have full value of everyone who gets barrier on them. That's the beautiful thing in this game.
It's funny, like, not only has she have pipe, Timbersaw got his own hood as well. He's mitigating as much as he can out of that magic damage.
They're just realizing that Drow Ranger is pretty much the only physical damage right now. Mirana, of course, she hits a little bit, but it doesn't hurt that much. So it's between the little bit of physical damage from the Drow, the pure damage from the Impetus, and then there's the magic damage of Mirana. That's where you gotta deal with. And Pipe gonna block a lot of it.
And that's where I had one of the question marks in the draft is Sumail going to be any sort of backup physical core, or if he's going to go some sort of spellcaster build again? We'll have to wait and see. But look at this. Both teams parallel to each other. TNC waiting on that low ground. They have that ward. They can actually see EG there as they head off to the bottom lane.
Oh, they want to swap. Very close to swapping the enchantments there.
Yeah, they almost saw Zai. But then that moment, EG head right back, and they'll see him under that ward again. Look at the vision.
I believe they will go for E-Blade this game. Oh, maybe Universe is going here?
Flame break, but
hard
TNC see this.
It's very hard to go against a Vengeful, because you have to grab her no matter what. And even if you do, there's the Beastmaster with ulti, so you might just get held in place.
I would imagine at this point EG have to think that something's fishy, like TNC are tracking their movement right now. To see them like kind of come in and out of the mid lane.
That's the when you feel that there's some ward watching you, and you have to get rid of it. Roshan has spawned an EG. Sneakily just go for that.
This is where we saw EG get hit hardest in this game though, Waga, so let's see if they can take it down fast enough with that. Really only hard-hitting Fear. Here comes TNC. Are they going to be able to get it done? This thing, though, EG have better positioning with PPD and Universe outside of the pit. Will things go the same or will things be different? TNC look to make their move. Demon's going to eat the first arrow of the shot. And now Raven going to get caught into the Witcher's Curse. He's eating so much damage because the Necrobook is doing work. He's going to get dragged up to the high ground here by Universe as the Starstorm begins to crumble down from Sumail. EG not going to allow a repeat performance here if possible. Fear, though, getting hit pretty hard from Cuckoo, who is going to backpedal his way on the back end of his haste rune here. We see Sam and company moving all the way down. They're looking for Sumail. He's hiding within the trees. Is able to blink on out. Waits 6 seconds for the leap. He's not going to have it. Commits a Starstorm. Does plenty of work to take out Sam, but he is going to lose his own life as Cuckoo flies on through, shredding and dancing about.
Oh, the Drow Ranger dealing a lot of damage here. They need to get close.
Can she break the machine of Cuckoo, though? It looks like Universe is going to be there to help tag team, but a mighty blast flies on through from Demon, which will assist. Fear's got to get out. He's one of the last survivors here. Steps back into a corner, tries to just firepower his way out. He's able to get Cuckoo down, but Cuckoo gets him as the last word in. Demon steps, wants to retreat, and it looks like he's good. He makes the clearing. Meanwhile, on the other side, AU up in arms with Sumail. Both him and Zai make their move. Another buyback by EG.
Yeah, they want the Roche. That's why buybacks. I think they might have been able to do it without him, but this is going to make it easier.
Another absolutely ridiculous fight by the Roche pit here leads to what look like 9 takedowns with 2 buybacks being involved. Another buyback there. TNC trying to hustle their way back to the Roche pit, but they're going to be too late. They're not going to make it in time.
TNC are too late this time. Drow takes it down too quickly, but I think EG... Oh, they're still on the hunt here.
They want to fight right now. TNC, can they get any sort of catch here? Nice quick rage to avoid the arrow. They manage to stand up to Zai, and they quickly take him apart. Universe going to be committing him for lasso, pulls him on back, but Fear is caught far from his team, and he's going to hit with a Chakra-Man with a Necrobook. They're going to lose their first life. Curse comes out from PPD onto Sam. They're not able to burst him down enough. Universe steps back while Fear gets into the low ground, but Cuckoo is not going to let him go. Makes chase. Fear's still good. Cold Embrace
Oh
keeps
my
him
God.
alive. Is it going to be enough? Cuckoo's waiting for him. Whirling's on through. Blast the Best with a Cuspy War Universe with a triple kill here. Fear's still fine. He's running back. He's good. Cuckoo can't catch up with them, and he's going to be forced to retreat. EG survive this fight. They take down 4. The last man standing is this one here. Cuckoo with 4 stacks of Flame Break back. I don't think he's going to be making it too far, and EG have just 5-man wipes TNC. When they were desperate to make a catch, they're not going to get it.
And that's 4 kills in a row as well for Batrider. An ultra kill technically for Universe here. A little bit too long between it for Timbersaw, but that was really, really good for them. And immediately after already killing Timbersaw once, he's now dead again. So that's more Bloodstone charges being lost. And you just have to give credit to how good the Hurricane Pike has been for Fear. And the 4 staffs, it's insane that he lived there.
He just got flown all over the place. He started in what was such an awkward position, but they're not done yet. EG move in, they see Demon, they lasso him up, they pull him on back. He tries to survive though, making it back. Can he get inside? Oh, gets burnt up. Universe mega kill, 5 straight kills for the Batrider.
Yeah, so quickly as well, and that's 2.9k gold. He's now happy to start building into whatever he really wants here. I don't even think he needs BKB this game, so gonna be curious if he goes for Lincolns maybe against the Beastmaster, or if he wants to go for something else. Ether Lance, of course, very popular as well, the cast range. We'll see. TNC lost a lot of momentum here.
Yeah, their momentum almost feels like it was cut pretty much in half at this point. So.
Yeah, oh, look at that experience graph. Look at that dive. That was crazy. I was just about to say after that fight on bottom that, hey, TNC, they managed to force out a lot of buybacks. They were in a pretty good spot, but then a little bit too late for that Roshan fight. So EG get the Aegis back out and then get to take a team fight with Aegis. And just because of that, they win it so hard. Because else, Fear would have been dead, but he came back from the dead and killed everyone.
Looks like Fear is building up a defusal.
He is indeed. It's an interesting choice here. Just really good DPS, and there's also some stuff they can remove. I believe the mana leak is really the main thing. But it's just great agi, and it makes everyone on his team so strong.
Oof. Timber Bomb, top lane, was trying to get a catch here. Might find Sumail, but not going to look to pursue. It looks, well, I say that, but he's flirting around that area, and it looks like they're not going to find anyone, so they'll have to kind of go back to the grindstone here.
Definitely. We see Caudle, Demon on the bottom lane, trying to finish up his Aghanims here on the Caudle, but there's a lot of control by EG right now. They're heading into the enemy jungle.
I mean, it'd be a nice tool to have for when you're stuck in that unfortunate position where you're kind of waiting inside your base, trying to force back all the lanes and create a bit of space to just grind some farm, but this old man is in trouble. This old man is in trouble. Get out of there. Get out of there. Oh no, he eats the arrow. He gets forced into the wall.
He actually got doubled Hurricane Pikes.
That's bad.
You know, there's 2 Hurricane Pikes and 2 Force Staffs on the side of EG. I would not want to be Lifestealer against that.
So imagine just an old, frail man on a horse gets just shot with an arrow and then they just shove him into that wall 2 times over.
That's justice.
That's just...
He's done some stuff in his days. Arrow. I know his past, man. Okay.
Lead in, AU. Hog tied up by Universe. He goes down.
Beautiful pickups here, and 2 heroes who do not have buyback, so you only have your cores alive, no supports. And against this, again, as I said, the quad 4 staff against Lifestealer. Lifestealer has such an issue trying to lock someone down. He's going for the pistol, but yeah, too far.
EG looking to begin their siege right now. We have Universe still with 20 seconds or so before the lasso is up. Cuckoo's going to try his best to try to slow the momentum of this wave a bit, but with all of that range, I mean, you got the, Zai Hurricane Pike working from the low ground a bit. Fear, of course, with his extra bit of range. Like, they're just able to siege so nicely.
They are, and I think EG are pretty happy just slowing down a little bit here to get their items. They have been in an advantageous spot now for a little bit, and they just need to get their items from it. Full Lincoln Sphere completed for Mirana. And I think they're working on maybe a Lotus Orb. Let's see what Batrider is actually going for. Oh, yeah, he's going for it.
Yeah, Lotus Orb was something else I was thinking about when you were making your suggestions earlier, too. So, Universe will benefit from the bit of armor in a way to kind of, potentially repel off any scary swap, mana leak, or anything like that.
Or when Hex gets picked up later on, and as well against Abyssal Blade, even if Lifestealer is in rage form, he can't really go on someone with the Abyssal Blade who has Lotus Orb on him, because he will stun himself. So, very good item indeed.
But EG know that they don't want to overstep their boundaries here. I mean, you mentioned it, the Sumail going for the Lincolns here, which is a great pick, but still not too much damage. Actually, I say not too much damage when you look at his...
Oh, he has plus 72.
Oh, it's the Drow factor,
yeah. Because Drow is building Agi now with the Diffusal build-up. She's going to provide so much right-click damage.
Man. Yeah, okay, never mind. Ignore that. Sumail's good in damage. He's got the spam now. With the help of the Lincolns, he could pretty much keep all waves at bay, and with perma starfalls, starstorms, but
yeah,
now he even has the right click to kind of pack it up.
And it just allows him to play more aggressively as well. The fact that he has Blink Dagger and Lincoln Sphere makes it so he can make more use out of the Aghanims.
I think EG knew that TNC were in the area. Sumail lobs the arrow here as they have that ward on the high ground, but they're a little late to kind of catch that pick. I mean, obviously, dream case scenario for a team like EG in this position would be able to get a solid pick off and then be able to kind of follow it up with that push, but TNC not looking to allow that buddy-buddy system for them.
Yeah, buddy-buddy, but they're also really just stuck in their base right now. It's difficult to break free, and I don't believe they have any... They have one smoke. Okay. Well, they can make one play with that, so they're shoving out the bottom lane. Mid lane is pretty fine, top lane is really good, so they're definitely in a good position to smoke, but they need to get the D-ward down first. And there we go, EU. Yes, the D-ward, and now maybe you don't even want to do it, because you just D-ward it, it's kind of obvious. So you might go for a smoke, but I don't think they have much time. They need to go.
Yeah, because now here comes EG on the prowl. Moonlight Shadows out, TNC get what you need and get out, otherwise could be a potential risk, or maybe they're looking to bait out Cuckoo at the front.
Maybe.
Either way, they're going to make their committed jump. There's the pullback, and he is too far and away from his team for anyone to bail him out. The follow-up's already going to be there as PPD sets up Sam with the Winter's Curse. He moves forward, he gets the Raw for PPD, sends the book that way. Raven's going to help out and get the finish for the Dragon, and now they look back for Zai. Can they muscle him down? He got the Ghost Scepter off, and they don't have a way to purge it, so he's going to be good for now. Eventually, though, it looks like they will be able to burst him down. Sumail steps in. He gets his own little snipe, finishing off the Vengeful Spirit. And now EG are going to be forced to pull back. Can they make it away, though? Sumail, Lucky Lincolns will pop the bit of damage, but they eventually catch up, and they're going to be able to get the grab. Sumail goes down. TNC pick up another as they take 3.
TNC are so tenacious, really. Like, they keep fighting and they don't give up. I love the way they take the fights as well. Too bad they were a little bit slow on the Vengeful there, reacting to the Batrider going in, so Timbersaw was not something they could save. But he just buys back immediately, comes back, fights, and they take the fight.
They'll take this tier 1-2. They scope out the Roche nearby, and obviously he's still going to be down for a minute or so. Get rid of the Wolf and get right back to work. Tier 2 in their way.
Double tier 2 is a great payback now for TNC. After using the buyback, they need to get something. And if they get both these towers, that's going to be the Abyssal Blade for Lifestealer. I'm 6k gold now.
What happened there, though? It felt like EG were able to make a solid approach. But
it was as you said, they tried to bait with the Timbersaw, and that's indeed what happened. EG probably felt very confident, even if they were going into 5. Oh, they're smoking here, and again looking confident. Sumail is dead, though. I'm not sure about this. Of course he has buyback, but you don't really want to smoke and take a fight and then use a buyback. Buyback is something you want to use if you have to.
Well, for now, EG's confident stride in the mid lane has kind of forced TNC to second guess maybe any sort of further commitment here in the mid lane.
Wards on the ground. Zai probably wants to steal those. What? Are they baiting them? Is this a strat?
I don't know.
Okay.
They just tantalize some wards out there.
Yep.
But Zai's like, I'll go this way, as much as I really would love to get over there. He's thinking about heading that way now. Oh, he sees the bird. He takes the bird. Now the bird will scout him out.
That's a good steal, in fact.
Okay. Oh, whoa, double force. Universe gets thrown all over the place as he snags up the bench. Bench swaps himself, makes it out to safety here, and gets Cuckoo into the fight. Very nice rotation play there from TNC, but EG have already made their move. There's the curse. It's going to be caught out. He gets his cold embrace, and PPD is going to be forced away to safety. He's fine. EG back up, and they make good space right now, but TNC, are they going to be able to make it out and alive here? Infest pop-out is going to be their Demon, though. A straggler on this one.
They're just running. They realize they can't die here with everyone.
As they will lose Demon.
Yeah.
Everyone else has got to go.
That's pretty fine still for TNC. They got caught in a really bad scenario after that Wind Wyvern ulti. They just had to bail. At least they avoid a full team wipe. But this Roshan is respawning right now.
Yeah, EG kind of
and they will scout it.
Recognize that. You know,
And-
like if we take a good fight now, we'll be able to get the Roche too.
And the DD rune as well is there, waiting for them. So that's going to be a super quick Roshan. They could maybe even push with the Aegis straight away.
Yeah, I mean, will we have cooldown problems at all for TNC? It looks like everything will be up. That's a nice thing for TNC's lineup, I guess, technically, when you look at it, is they don't have, you know, long cooldowns to have to play around.
Yeah,
Pretty much everything will be up for any given normal fight.
and that's very true for many of their drafts. They very often go for this kind of style. That's why they love the Shadow Demon as well. They're one of the teams that I probably think Shadow Demon is a good ban against, because a lot of teams overrate it, in my opinion here, but TNC make use of that kind of hero.
And EG, after claiming the Roche, they get their Aegis, throw it into the pocket of fear, and we'll get back to a little bit of farm grind. Probably look up for their next potential item, and then, as you mentioned, make their inevitable push.
Yeah, they have full BKB now on the Mirana as well, so that's going to be really good for just setting up a push. And they're just checking for wards before they go. They don't want their next move to be predicted by TNC, as of course their last gank was a little bit unsuccessful in the bottom lane, where TNC really knew what was going to happen.
Yeah, for right now, we'll check over what vision is actually out there and available for TNC. It's not too much on the offensive, as they only have the one defensive ward over here. We look at EG. You know, they just dewarded a bit, but I imagine with wards in pocket here, they'll get some more offensive vision down.
It's hard against the gem to get wards that stay down as well. I think they had the gem as well, and then it was lost. It was in fact they who bought it first, but it's been passed around a little bit by now.
Yeah. PBD holds the gem right now for EG, but here comes them down the mid lane. TNC already wading into the high ground at this point. Demon will start this potty off with some blast.
The defeatist ward. When you drop that ward, that's when you know you're scared of the high ground push that is to come. And against the gem, it's probably just gonna get dewarded as well.
Yep.
It's all about
though. Lots of outspam here. Actually, both teams have some incredible creep spam right now.
They do. It's all about who can get an initiation. And against that Linken's Lotus Orb Fear, it's pretty hard to go, especially with the Aegis as well. You really don't want to go.
Just keep throwing Fear out in front. You heal him up. Give him your Lotus. You give him your Linken's.
Yep.
And let him do the dirty thing.
Yeah. You don't have to take the tower in one go. Just get some hits in, and be very mindful of the swap. Whenever Linken's is down. Of course, Lotus Orb totally counters the swap as well, since you get swapped twice.
Oh yeah. It's just, you end up right back in your place.
Yep, you do.
Cold Embrace, Fear's gonna be good. It's so close to finishing off this tier 3. It's a slow and painful process for TNC here, unless they can find a way.
It really is. They don't have the best initiation as well, and here, EG looking for it with the Batrider.
Moonlight Shadow, but TNC very far back. Look at this, they actually smoke to attempt to hide a bit further behind their own racks. Tier 3 goes down though, these racks are exposed. EG.
Oh, they know they're smoked now. That arrow didn't see anyone. That's extremely suspicious. EG should know.
They could back up, they could think a wraparound's coming. They want to stay close.
Yeah, but they're pretty fine just having Fear in front, because they have so much defensive stuff, as we talked about before. Bottom now, Sumail. He has the BKB Linkens though, so not easy to catch him.
He's spotted where TNC majority is
blink.
though, and they're looking to kind of creep in from down below. EG need to kind of reposition here a bit, so they totally pull off, anticipating that possibly TNC were going to look to come in from the south. A book was already committed here from the Beastmaster too, so EG can kind of wait this one out a bit.
They can. That's a big part of his DPS as well.
Yep. Fear moves in, still confidently looking to use the back end of his Aegis. I imagine he is going to get swapped all the way back in, and he's down. He's far from home, so EG might be forced to infiltrate here if they want to help out their ally. Meanwhile, Fear, there he goes, forced back out to safety, closer to his team, while back in below here, look at Sumail trying to be the flank player, caught up in arms with both Demon and Raven, as he will be forced to flee out.
Yeah, he still has the cheese as well in Mirana, so he can keep playing pretty aggressively here, and that's a very good start for them. Getting that one pick. Of course, Aegis was down, so now it's a little bit scary for Fear on the front line. See how much he trusts his teammates in this push.
Yeah, that swap put him real deep.
That Shivas is a great pickup for a Timbersaw now.
Yes, it is. Let's see how much use he can get out of it. He actually puts to use right away, hopping right into the mix with his buddy, Lifestealer, right in his back pocket. Fear might not be able to make it. Demon snipes him down with a blast. Meanwhile, on the other side, Cuckoo committing in right into the heart of EG. Sumail catches him right in the face with an arrow. Beautiful Starfall, and he is going to get dropped, and EG pull out.
Dear God, that magic burst is just insane. That's a Timber with a Hood of Defiance trying to save himself, but you just can't against this Agnes Mirana. Hurts too much.
But on the other side, I mean, him and Raven just unloaded their own burst when they jumped Fear there.
Oh, definitely. It's quite powerful to just infest the Timbersaw and jump out immediately. The infest itself deals 400 damage, and the Shivas adds quite a bit. Add up that with the Timbersaw spells, and they're looking to punish Drow being dead here.
Yeah, they don't know it, but she actually does not have a buyback here for about 40 seconds time. They're looking to just kind of make their approach, maybe force out a buyback if there was one.
Yeah, the wave clear is the big scary thing here, as Mirana can just blink in and leap away.
It is daytime though, so Kyle can heal up these waves at the same moment, but he already committed his blast. That's the first wave potential to go down as Sumail pulls it back. He gets swapped into the Roar, got the leap off. The Lotus is there from Universe to help out. Another force to get him even further and safe. He's way deep in his base. TNC, are they going to overcommit here? PPD catches a beautiful curse onto the vent. She gets taken down. Demon gets hit with an arrow. He's going to get dropped. EG have just played TNC into their own base. Sumail looked like he was almost caught, but he dragged them inside.
Yeah, definitely. You can't catch a Mirana
So
with so many
bloodthirsty.
defensive items.
They were so bloodthirsty for that kill because they committed so much so fast, but he got that quick leap off.
Yeah, it's very hard to get him, as you need to chain stun him fully as well. He did not even pop his cheese there. He felt pretty safe in this scenario. So
Credit to, Universe being right there, bailing
course.
him out, Lotus Orb, Force.
yeah,
Man.
Force Staff is really the enemy of Lifestealer. And Lifestealer, look at Zai, he's like bodyguarding this creep. He knows he's in there. He's running after him. It's your escort service. But he's going to take that taxi all the way back to his base, in fact, from the EG base. I don't think I've seen that in a while.
He's like, I know he's in there. No fishy business, no creep like running out of place whatsoever.
Meanwhile, Midrax is being brought down by Fear.
Yep, Fear's already in there.
This range track so far.
Zai still escorted. Finally, he pulls off.
He actually just traveled all the way from the enemy base to his own base in Lifestealer. I think that has to be the first travel of the tournament.
He probably
all
got
the
up
way.
and used the bathroom. And
Yeah.
But takes the trip all the way back. And, this is a position where TNC don't want to be back in, where they're stuck in their base and EG is inevitably coming. It's like they work so hard to hold off EG and then make that approach to EG's base only to get stifled like that. So
Yeah,
it's like now they have to go back to the drawing board.
It's very often been the demise of a lot of the C teams, just the high ground push. From the games that I study, it's just they are very committing in the way they take fights, and look at their draft, they kind of have to be committing, right? They can't just slowly siege high ground like EG do. They don't have those type of heroes. So it's really, really hard to break that puzzle going in high ground. A nice scan coming out from EG.
Yep.
And they want to fight there, knowing that the enemy are there.
Arrow out, it makes a connection, and when they don't see the target but make a connection, I guess they can figure what's happening. Sumail says, let's go, jumps right in, BKB Starfall, and they're going to quickly take out the Beastmaster. They hit TNC where it hurts, and TNC might be forced into a fighting situation. Raven says, we got to go in and we got to go for it. Can he be able to burst down PPD? Cold Embrace, some more force. Arrow catches Cuckoo, so he can't quite move. Swapback's going to be there to help save him, and then a follow-up Fuels. He goes back in, he blinks, he thinks he's got to jump on Fear. Fear gets pushed to the low ground, and he's going to be fine. Timber Chain is going to be off the mark. Raven in the meanwhile, he's chasing, he's like, I'll go for Fear, but Zai starts unloading the impetus damage, and Raven's going to be forced to pull back. Meanwhile, poor man Coddle on the high ground, going to get shot down there between Sumail and Zai. Meanwhile, over on the left-hand side, it's Cuckoo, as he gets unmercifully beaten down. EG, they hit TNC right off the bat, and they hit him where it hurts. Beastmaster taken out of the equation.
Yeah, that was just a perfect scan, and the arrow connecting on Eventual made the fight quite easy for them. They're also fighting during nighttime, so it's even harder for TNC. But these Force Staffs, I just see Lifestealer running for the majority of the fight. I don't know how many hits he actually gets off in a fight, but it's not enough.
Now EG back inside for the third, fourth, fifth time, I feel like, mid lane, trying to finish what they had started. They'll finally be able to take down that second Rax. The mid lane will be completely flattened out, and they go for their second approach now. Cuckoo on that sidelines with his Timbersaw for still about 30 seconds time. But EG...
Yeah, with that 86 bonus damage from the aura, look at just Mirana and Enchantress pushing so hard.
Yeah. These towers really not standing too much of a chance right now. TNC will attempt to slow down the wave as best as possible. There goes the quick swap for Zai. Zai gets off the Ghost Scepter here. The blast is going to be flying on through. Good stun for Universe as he gets the lasso off, but it's only going to stop him in their place in the meantime. Universe will get bursted down by Raven. And Zai, who is far behind enemy lines here,
That's 2 kills.
is just going to draw their attention back. But it is 2 kills. It is a bit of a hold, but they did lose their Raxwaga.
Yeah. they're now in a terrible spot, having 2 racks down, and they have to make a play with these deaths. Of course, there's buyback on both of them. They can't know that for sure, but you need to at least force it. So, travels on Timber. He, in fact, might be the target here. Is EG being around?
Yeah, Kuga feels
Oh,
good
the Courier gets
right
killed.
now, but
PPD.
Courier snipe. Ooh, quick blink dodge there. Sumail not looking to let this Timber go, though. Kuka, though, is going to get recalled. And with that Timber chain and taking no damage, he's out.
He's gonna be fine.
And he'll chop all the trees and even hit PPD along the way. Whee!
Screw the trees. Clear cut challenge is still going, boys. Forever.
And ever.
Okay, Roshan is up. That's actually a very good target for them here. Having the Aegis, I think you have to put down Timbersaw almost. He's dying so fast in many of the fights. Lifestealer is an option, but they're just ignoring Lifestealer. I don't think he needs Aegis at all.
It's not the first time that TNC are going to be able to just get a clean Roche for themselves, so good grab for them.
Yeah, Timber will get it. Cheese is there as well. A little precedent for the Beastmaster, who almost has the entire refresher. In fact, has it now if he wants to, and yeah, picks it up. That can be the key to winning the game here,
Yep.
actually. It's
As
a
long as
double ulti.
As long as he's not sniped out of the fight right away,
And as long as he
Absolutely.
doesn't use it on the Lotus Orb,
yeah,
yep.
we'll be good. That's the thing, though, and that's what makes these games start to become really crazy, even when you're trying to, like, cast them. You got Lotus Orbs and Hurricane Pikes and Force Staffs flying out everywhere with Lincolns on top.
Yep.
You just never know what spell belongs to who and who's doing what.
Exactly.
It gets... That's the best Dota, though. So.
It's wonderful. Love watching it. And we'll see here as EG, all of them are alive again. They're trying to get into enemy jungle, invading territory a little bit more.
One rack separates EG from being able to get these megas and lead to a potential first win of this 2-game series. But TNC, man, we repeat ourselves a bit, but a tenacious squad that really never say die.
Oh, really? And they're making EG fight for it. We've been casting EG games before in this tournament, and EG have been looking extremely solid.
This is definitely the hardest
Yeah.
that EG have had to work to get a win so far.
For the games that we've seen, this is very close. And this is just the first game of a series, so we'll see who can actually pull out ahead. I think Universe is going for the BKB here as well. Gonna make it a little bit harder for him to shut him down. Has to be the Beastmaster Roar, really, but he always seems to have a Lincoln's or Lotus Orb on him.
Yeah, it's true. Do EG, now that they see that TNC have been able to move into the Roche and snag up the Aegis, do they just stall it out? Or do you think EG are still in a position where they could make an approach to TNC, even with the extra life?
I think
Oh yeah. EG are definitely taking a much more cautious approach.
But it's just 2 minutes now until the Aegis is timing out, and TNC have a very small window to make
Any
work
sort of
it.
use out of it, but like, what is it like? I feel like when they fight their best when they're postured up in a more defensive position, but whenever they look to go on the offensive, that's when EG's been punishing them.
It seems like that's true for both teams in this
Yeah,
game.
really?
Whoever is the aggressor seems to be losing out on the fights pretty hard. There's so many defensive spells on both teams. With the swap, with the blinding light, with the freezing touch, or the freezing cold embrace.
Not even including all the items.
Yeah,
all the
exactly.
defensive items that both these teams sport too. So it's a ridiculous fortress to penetrate for either side right now, and we'll see. EG looks like they're going to give it another possible swing soon. At least just kind of getting the pressure back where it belongs on the side of TNC with these Raxes down. But I guess TNC are going to try to make some sort of offensive pressure here.
Full Abyssal Blade and a DD rune on Lifestealer. That's a very good goal time.
This is their best shot with the Aegis still in hand.
It's very close to timing out soon though.
See what they can make out of it. PPD begins to unleash the Splinter Blasts to try to slow things down. It just turned to Nightfall though, unfortunately for TNC and in particular Demon's Coddle.
Yeah, it makes it much harder because they need to run up and hit the tower a little bit, and they're going to take a lot of damage while doing so. So the Keeper was kind of their medicine there after pushing high ground.
Yeah, so it looks like that plan's not going to be happening. At least for now, Cuckoo does need to step back and kind of relieve the pressure here from the bottom. He can always get recalled in, but they kind of have to reset.
I have to say, they make good use of the Coddle in that regard, just having the Timbersaw split push all the lanes. They can move much more freely than many teams would. So Keeper of the Light is a big reason why they are able to do what they're doing.
Something unfortunate.
Oh, Mirana they're going out.
Okay,
They know where they are.
They're making the move. It's going to be in the high ground though. They need the arrow to kind of scout ahead of time here, and TNC have already prepped the blast. They see that EG could be coming from that side, and EG don't like it. They don't want to go anywhere too predictable.
Don't want to go even though the Aegis timing was right then and there, so could have been a good time to take the fight, but gonna wait a little bit more. Of course, one team fight at this point could be completely game deciding.
Oh yeah, very high tension right now. And even when TNC see EG pull off, they don't want to wait to see what EG could be doing next as a second approach, so they just pull all the way off as well and just kind of get back into resetting these lanes a bit. So that's the thing, is that TNC, you know, as that kind of feels very back and forth. TNC are the team with that deficit to their base, so they are, you know, they have less time to work with dancing around their opponent's side of the map.
Definitely, and I think they need to just have the Timbersaw all the time split pushing, and they're bringing him in the last moment. They brought him in maybe a little bit early there. They were not really going into an engagement yet, but at the same time, he could have been scared that they're going for the Timber, right?
Yeah.
So we'll see here a smoke actually. EG trying to be the aggressor during this downtime of the Roche.
Where are they going to go with it though? It looks like towards the bottom lane. It's been already open, but maybe if they move all the way through.
They're saying someone might come for the big camp here. They're getting a ward down anyway, so always when you go for a smoke, having wards with you so you get value no matter what is pretty important.
Bird's out. Bird gets taken. I don't know if TNC saw that, but
they probably noticed pretty quickly. In fact,
it's like my bird's gone.
Yeah, he just pinged it out. He's like, I should be seeing stuff here.
His eyes using the bird, gets killed, but gets a little bit of vision there inside the base. As EG are in the neighborhood, as I like to stay like sharks in water right now, swimming outside the base of TNC.
Most definitely. This butterfly pickup on Fear is really massive right now. They have 2 butterflies, and there's not a single MKB on the side of TNC. So Lifesteer cannot really deal that much damage to the Drow and Mirana anymore. He's gonna have a hard time. Even if he gets close to them, 35% evasion. That's gonna mitigate a lot of his damage.
Not very often we get to near a 1-hour game with a Drow lineup after all.
No, not really.
I mean, for EG, a team that doesn't like playing those kind of games where they're kind of long and drawn out, they're in a long and drawn out game with a Drow, so...
Oh, they really are.
You can tell that they know that this is a much more fickle time for them, and any sort of misplay could be a bit of a travesty. So, don't want to be handing over all the work that EG have kind of built up for themselves. And for TNC, they feel they still have hope in this game, and I wouldn't blame them one bit. They've been holding very strong, and we are, as mentioned, at that point where one bad fight, they could go to the other side, and they could just go for the jugular on EG.
Yeah, they're just trying to catch out the Timber, but it's very difficult. With the travels, with the recall, he can just push out the lane really far, and you have to anticipate his movement before. You can't just go for where he is now. And here we see a bold movement, but yeah, not gonna find anyone. TNC hanging tight.
Yeah, they don't want to let anyone go too far out.
Oh, the smoke pop for TNC though is their go time. So they're sending Timbersaw up top. He's pushing, and they can go in.
Oh, they go in. They're going to spot Universe. He quickly blinks away, man. He was preparing his hand movement for the swap potentially there. But now PPD makes a move. Says the curse for Psy. Ravens come out. He looks to go for the Wyvern here while Demon helps it back with the rest of his team. There's going to be the pullback. Meanwhile, Cuckoo gets in the face of Fear. Fear's in trouble. He needs help from EG, and they quickly get to his aid. Cuckoo wants to chase. Can he get the Drow down? He's still making a move for it. He'll get him. shoots down the Drow, and now EG could be left a bit stranded, while the other side, Demon and Raven, make a go for Zai. They're going to be able to get him. They're all good. On the other front, Cuckoo, caught between 3 EG members, gets the Yules, and now his team shows up, so he's going to be able to timber chain back and away, and it's EG who gets out of that retreat. They have to get the hell out.
That's insane. He was alone against 3 for so long, and he managed to live. That Yule Scepter really saving him. Beastmaster cannot lock down his Refresher and his ulti already used. 2 big kills though, getting the Drow and the Enchantress. And now in a great commanding position here to control Roche, get some dewarding done in this area. Of course, they probably need to send someone to defend base a little bit and recall with Coddle.
Yeah, they actually just recalled in the Cuckoo Timbersaw in hopes of getting Sumail here. He's quickly purging off the mana leak, gets double forced, and he's with his team.
Yep, he's gonna be fine. And he's going for a Daedalus, so he is transitioning now into DPS on Sumail. Trying to get more damage out.
They sent Raven back to the base, so he'll be the one to clean it up.
Yeah.
It's a mess.
It's definitely a mess right now, and
it's a mess.
He needs some money as well in this Lifestealer. Even though it's a 57-minute game, he's quite far from getting gear capped, and that MKB, it looks really tasty right now. He's actually going for Assault Cuirass against double Butterfly. Huh. I guess... I don't know, I don't really love this choice. With Beastmaster and Venge in your team, yes, everyone can right-click quite well, but these Butterflies, there's no one who's hitting through it. And the only one who's really going to bring down the Drow Ranger and Mirana is going to be Timber.
Yeah.
So there's too much pressure right now on the Timber, I think. And if EG just play smart and lock down the Timbersaw in the fights, then they can just take the fight easily. We'll see if they realize, though.
Yeah, last fight, I mean, Cuckoo was able to kind of isolate Fear. But, yeah, Demon has been calling in a couple of members here. Uh-oh. Trouble's coming. Zai walks right into the face of TNC, and they're going to be able to burst down Lady Enchantress. She does have a buyback here, but she's out of the playing field right now. Cuckoo's not done yet. He's hustling in. Zai says, I got a buyback, and now we're going to have a bit of a swing here. Sumail pops his BKB, looks to go for the Timber, while PPD gets kind of lashed apart by Raven. That's going to be a gem on the deck while up and over. EU force the low ground. Universe should help be able to pick that one up, but yeah, Cuckoo has had eyes for Fear, and Fear only, and will be able to take him down. Fear was able to get off a double kill before that, but here comes the Curse now. A buyback from Fear. EG going in for this one. The Curse only locks him in place. Not a whole lot of damage going to be due to it, but they're able to finish off Cuckoo with the return of Sumail and his right-click damage. He is here to play. He gets a double kill and helps clean up the rest. TNC will lose 4. EG do commit a lot of buybacks. It's 3 all day, but they will get their win.
Yeah, definitely. And that was fighting without the Refresher on Beastmaster. I think that was a big thing that hurt them. Of course, EG, they need to make something happen now. Roshan is up and they have a DD rune. They take it so quickly. I think it's smart here to take the Roche before they push mid.
Buybacks out for TNC.
Yeah, and they're not going to be able to stop this Roche.
No,
it's too quick.
Not. Too quick, and they already have trouble inside their own baseline.
Fear has 600 damage with negative Vengeful aura on him. So he killed Venge, and he carries that negative aura, and still he has 600 damage with a DD.
That's crazy.
That is actually disturbing.
With that fight, EG might have taken this game here. They're only steps away from being able to close this one out. What can TNC do now in hopes of defending? I mean, they have 1 set of racks left here, but no more advantage real outside the base.
I still think they can take it, but they have to just sit back in their base. They need to wait out this Aegis. EG are gonna come to them, that's definitely for sure. But you saw in the last fight how they can bring down the Drow Ranger. If she dies, everyone loses that massive aura. The 104 base damage increase. It's just really, really important that they bring her down. I don't know why it says base range damage increased actually. It's a bonus damage, not a base damage. But it doesn't matter.
You can see the effects of it though. I'm clicking through Zai, I'm clicking through Sumail, and they all hit like trucks. It's ridiculous, and you can see why it's very pinnacle for TNC to be able to isolate Fear and take him out fast. Cuckoo is doing everything he can to do that.
Oh, he's doing a great job. I'm so impressed by this Timbersaw, how he gets that close to him and always shuts him down, but sometimes the fights gets too spread out, and Mirana really fiends on these big spread out fights. Same for Enchantress, because they get to pick one target that doesn't have so many friends around them, and they can bring them down easily. We'll see though.
Gone over the 1 hour mark now in just our first cast of the day, Waga. And one we weren't expecting. I mean, based on draft, we felt that this one was going to be done a bit sooner than later, but TNC, a resilient squad, and EG
Demon.
forced to sweat it out. Demon.
Jimmy, be careful.
He's doing some shenanigans
he jumps the
here.
word and he's like, oh shit, why am I here?
Okay. Okay, he should be okay.
He can't TP
But he's
out
not gonna
anything
be.
though.
Yeah, he's not gonna be there to blast out these waves.
He's actually recalling.
Oh,
He's like, let's go
man.
on the back line. Oh,
Okay,
God.
he's got Sam here. But EG have already made their move. There's going to be the last one, but they get to swap back on Cuckoo. They're going to be fine. Now look who comes in from behind. They quickly take out PPD with the roar. Cinnamon Raven makes his move for Zion to be able to take him down. Fear's got to run back. Him and Universe get blinded, lighted back and away, and Sumail just leaps out into a good bit of space. But Raven's made his move. He's running in for Fear. Can he make it? Can he make the cross gap for it? He blocks him off in the front, but Fear up and over
They
into the
need to catch
river.
him.
He is out of there. He is long gone. I don't think TNC are going to be able to make the catch.
Wow, he gets away with just one 4-step as against all that chase. Sumail now with the split push as well, saying, come back to base.
Hits the tier 4 a couple of times, and he'll see CPs and gets right back.
That was so important that Fear managed to get himself out of that one, because if he died once, no matter if he has Aegis, he's gonna die again for sure. There were no friends around.
Crafty plays from TNC,
And that's
though.
insane. He should not be, yeah.
Demon pulling in Sam from behind. They made that flank approach. They took PPD out of the fight before he could even realize what was happening.
And PPD has had a massive impact in all the previous team fights, so very big. That was a classic Jimmy play as well.
Yeah, very
Let's just sit in the trees, recall a friend in here, Beastmaster from the trees of Sam Age. This just screams Jimmy.
Here we go again, Wagon. Now TNC stride past and towards the side of EG here.
It's crazy. 50
Let's see
seconds
what they
still.
can do. They have yet to be able to make any sort of dent in the base of EG with how many approaches they've had. EG have always been able to make a strong defensive hold.
Yeah, really. And
Hey, is that a gem?
this is again their time. Yeah, there's just a casual gem. This game is, long enough that we're not even surprised by this anymore.
What's happening bottom lane? Sumail and Cuckoo
Oh, God.
trading blows. Sumail's going to take out the Timber. He is out for 2 minutes.
Wow.
TNC got to do this without their machine.
That is,
Fear recognizes this. He went right in.
that is a crazy pick off to get, and that's just his DPS, in fact. I don't even think he arrowed him there, because he had it ready off cooldown, so with the Mjolnir, Butterfly, Daedalus, he hits really hard.
And he just totally canceled any sort of momentum down that mid lane for TNC.
And of course, it's gonna swing the other way now. 1.5 minutes of not having Timber, and I already mentioned how important I think he is to get in and close down on Fear.
Yeah, EG are beelining it now towards the side of TNC. TNC will try their best to get these waves back, but without a Timber to defend, and without Fear having to worry about a Timber defending, this is bad for TNC. And there goes Universe.
Oh, the Aghanim.
But he goes right and gets hit in the face with the Primal Roar. Sumail also hit very hard. He goes down.
Dear God, this lifestealer.
But look at the rest of EG. They've actually already made the move for the top lane. That's Megas. If they can get him with a blinding light, we'll hold them off. But it's quickly canceled out with the help of the Manta there from Fear. He gets the job done. The Megas unleashed now.
They need to catch anyone. They have to swap. No, they don't actually have it available. Chasing after, got a stun.
Get it.
That was close. That was really close. But now in a mega scenario, it's still not automatically over though. EG still need to win one big decisive team fight because they can hold megas.
They can't hold Megas. They got a quite a farm Timber Saw.
We're here all day, Coddle guy.
They got Coddle. They have ways to stop the Megas here, but I don't know. EG, I'm sure have been in this position many a time before.
Yeah, I would say that they're, of course, the ones that are most likely to win, but after we saw them jump there on bottom lane, with the Aghanim's grab of the lasso, I thought they could maybe bring someone down with the Mirana, but no, Lifesteer just turns that around, kills them extremely quickly with the Abyssal Blade. TNC are still in this. Never give up. And this is only the third, I believe, game today that's gonna hit the 68-minute mark, it seems like. That I have seen.
Yeah,
Might
it's been a day
40.
of some long games already.
Really? Yeah.
So Raven will quickly get the pressure off their base. They walk back out and won't make do with it. And I guess if you're EG, your safest approach is stalling out for the Roche, maybe getting the extra life and giving it another try.
Yeah, you need to get the Roche now as you put yourself in this position, dying and buybacking with the Mirana. I don't even think he wants to carry the Aegis though anymore on Mirana. Maybe he drops the Lincoln Sphere to carry it, because the risk of him getting picked off is pretty overwhelming. So many disables now that can pierce the Lincolns. Just, the Beastmaster can always just roar twice, the Abyssal Blade and the open wounds. This is a scary game right now.
And it's not even really Even with megas, it's not even one-sided. I mean, this is where the graphs become pretty damn irrelevant at this point.
Yeah, the graph doesn't really matter anymore. I don't think that's... I think the only thing that really matters anymore is the buyback status of different heroes and then individual item pickups when someone gets a big item. Sort of what I look towards in a late game scenario like this.
Still lots of money in the pocket here of EG. Zai is also getting pretty damn scaled heavy on his Enchantress with about 5k gold.
They're kind of starved.
Reserve.
They're kind of starved on the side of TNC. They need 1100 on the Lifestealer and 1400 on Timbersaw before they can afford their buybacks. And being against Mega Creeps, I mean, you get 30 gold right now, 31, 35, something
Feels like
that.
nothing.
It's not much money, in fact. And of course, EG using all this time to farm up the entire jungle, much bigger bounty.
Oh yeah. Full loot for them as they just scavenge the whole map, and TNC just kind of funneled into a bit of a corner, playing a bit of a tower defense game.
The only plus side, I guess, is that you always have farm delivered to your doorstep. You don't have to walk anywhere for it, you know? It's right there.
Yeah, but the enemy always knows where you are, too. It's like, we know they're there. We don't have to worry about them making any sort of spontaneous movement. But I say that, Cuckoo is far from home, very far from home, and is at risk.
Oh no, Cuckoo not like this.
And a curse and everything waiting for him. No wait.
There's an arrow.
Universe, arrow, lasso, and the real heavy hitter in Sumail shows up.
90 seconds. He does not even have the Bloodstone anymore, so his death time is so long. 99 seconds to wait.
Okay.
They're gonna smoke. They're gonna take the action to them.
YOLO!
That's the most unexpected thing. But they did see fear. That's why. They know where he is. Okay.
Recall's already out. There goes the quick abyssal hit onto PPD. He gets a Lotus and a couple of Force, and he's suddenly over in the lane, but they still able to catch up and take him down. Zai is going to be the follow victim, but he gets the cheese off. He's good. Force is backing away, and he's in safe distance. Another Moonlight Shadow and away from the Necro Book. He's going to be hard to spot, but they still get him with a swamp face. Pull back. And as this all happens, you're right. It's Fear. Old Man Fear inside the base, shooting down the tier 4s. TNC, it's cute movement in the top lane, but eventually you got to make your way back to save home.
Yeah, and there might be Re-going top as well as he refreshes here on Sam H, but he's been spotted.
So just roar him. Oh no, he roars the Lincolns. Oh, it goes from bad
Sam
to worse.
H.
It's bad. It's
Should
real bad.
just have let the Coddle bring him back. He would have been fine.
He has buyback though, but he doesn't have that roar anymore. And without that, tier 4 is going down. Fears, illusions begin to go to work.
And this is a tough spot. They're going in.
Oh, Universe gets cracked in the noggin with an Abyssal, but my god, there's so many force stats that he just gets sent out and away, and Raven can't catch up. That's been pretty much the name of the back end of this game. And now, with one more sweep of a fight here from EG, they will close the game out. There's a lasso pullback for Raven. He gets the quick buyback. 6 seconds. Timber will be back into this one. Demon tries to slow them down with a blinding light right in the middle of the mix. Venge will get dropped here. Looks like they're trying their best to hold here. Oh, Universe wants to go for the base here. They're bursting them all down. They got Universe. They've actually been able to hold. They keep them back, and they'll get Zai too.
Oh my god, they're so close to being taken down.
Sniped by you on that one.
And EG just scratching their heads like, oh my god. We were so close, but now...
800 life or so left on the Ancient.
And they don't have buyback on Sumail still. That is one of the big things. He has 80 seconds until he can buy back, 90 seconds until he respawns. And they're just gonna buy back immediately. They want to make use of this Radiant's Ancients being so low HP, I think. To make it a play.
So what do you do? What do you do? You're going against TNC. They're all alive.
They don't actually have travels on Fear. So I don't think he can do much. I think he's stuck in his base.
It's just putting it on cooldown, I guess, sooner than later.
Yeah, that's a good mentality to have, actually. When you know you're going to get forced to buy back, it's better to use it as soon as possible.
We have a pause here. And apparently one of the microphones is messed up, Fears in particular. Kind of a critical time if you want to be able to communicate with your team, so can't really blame them for that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, this is going to be a very fickle kind of a play. How cheesy can you play this one if you're EG to try to... I don't know. Do you go for some sort of crafty behind the back play here to just close the game out? Is Glyph already committed too?
The Glyph was used by Radiant, yes. They had to use it to defend, so it was really just everything, tooth and claw to defend that. But now both teams are ready. I think TNC, they're just gonna make a play for it, try and get to the enemy base here again. Of course, a little bit scary as the double buyback comes in, but with Mirana dead, I don't think you have to worry that much.
Let's see if they can even get there, though. It's quite an
It's a
army
struggle.
of Megas to even push out this lane unless you're one of the select few who can easily clear out these waves. You're going to struggle a bit. So,
Yeah, and Vengeful was scouted taking this Invis rune, so she shouldn't be able to surprise anyone with that either. Looking for anyone she can catch, but
this is nuts, man. This is a nuts game. 71 minutes in. EG have Megas. They cleared out every freaking base structure inside of TNC's home.
EG also have that one wave bottom that's pushing in. I think that might be dangerous for them.
Uh-oh. Venge. Gotta be careful here. They catch up with the silence. Lasso connection with the Axe from Universe. Pulls both supports back inside the base. Raven's gonna pop off right now. He looks to go for Zai. Now they put their focus on for Fear. Fear is able to get the one quick shoot down, helping on that Vengeful Spear. Backs up towards the fountain. If TNC committed too hard inside of the base right now. Cuckoo cursed right in front of the fountain. He's going to get kited about. He can't really move. He goes for the ambitious TP out, but he's not going to be able to get it. He does have a buyback this time if he wants to sport it. It looks like he will. Raven's already on the way out. TNC are able to fight inside the base, but they can't do anything about it anymore. Raven shot down, out for 2 minutes. No buyback for him.
Oh god.
EG hold.
They just cannot take the fights when they don't have Refresher on Beastmaster. It's actually that's being the big issue. They can't knock people down and they just run away. They're going for PPD though.
He'll get him and then recall back the Vengeful Spirit right after that, it looks like.
Yeah, but they don't have any TPs
and Sumail's in the base. Sumail's in the base. There's no glyph and it is over. EG take the game, but my god, did they have to sweat that one out for a Drow lineup that you're anticipating is going to be able to close the game in your typical 20 to 30 minute, time frame. Here we are, 72 minutes in, and so much credit to TNC, man. They could hold.
Oh, it was insane. And I think both teams really, they just kept their composure a lot. And I can't really blame TNC when they go high ground. Both the times they